This is a Global Original Podcast.
Testing.
You really are.
Well, it sounded like you were doing that. You know, like
Hello?
they do, tap the mic and go, testing.
Hello?
Testing.
Is there anybody there?
You all right?
Hello?
Yeah, all right. Hello. Said hello, didn't I?
I don't know. God, she's in a mood. You're not going to get any help today, friends.
No, I'm in a good mood. I've psyched myself up. And I've got really super fast internet now. At last.
How'd you get that?
Went to the internet shop.
Oh, the internet shop. Right. 24-hour internet. Internet are us. Yeah, I know them.
No, it's one of the major suppliers. We're here. Just got them to install it. It took the engineers. They got here at 8 o'clock in the morning and they left at about just gone 4 o'clock. And they didn't even stop for lunch, which is really unusual here.
Wow.
And it took that long to install it, to get the cable in from the... Oh, God, honestly. But they didn't complain, and it's done, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's so fast, Nickers. It's like lightning.
It won't make the slightest bit of difference to the quality of this, though, sadly.
Well, it will, because we won't have any of the problems that we had when we start, like, you know, at the beginning that people don't really know about.
Yeah. I edit all that out later.
Yeah, exactly. So we don't have all that pissing about anymore. It's just, I just literally walked in here, switched it on, opened the email, done.
Boom. There it is.
Boom. I like that. It's annoying when people say it, but it sums it up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Boom.
Kaboom.
Yeah. Hang on, let me just turn the email off now.
Yeah. Right. So your email's working really quickly. Sadly, you are working at the same speed.
No, I can't turn it off until I've actually got the email from you, can I? God, so difficult. Why do you have to make everything about you?
Talking about you, I looked up you're going on tour like the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, that's right. Hardly the Rolling Stones, the Rolling Boulders.
What's that website again?
Lunchandlaughslive.com. Lunch and laughs all spelt in words.
Lunch and Laughs. Lunch and Laughs Live. Right, I'm going to have a look at your picture.
Go on then.
I'm going to... Don't threaten me.
I'm not going to stop you.
Right. Well, this is not what I saw the last time I looked, because you've all got same pictures. Somebody's changed this website. You've all got little discs of your faces.
Oh.
Some look happier than others. But before, I don't know Zoe Tyler, but I'm sure she's excellent in every regard. But her picture was absolutely massive. Yours was...
How was it? Oh.
And yours was microscopically small.
Well, yes, she...
But having said that, you were at the top as though you were top billing. It's just that your picture was smaller than hers.
Oh, well, maybe when you did the search for lunchandlaughslive.com, you clicked on the Zoe's personal page of it. You see what I mean? So each one of us has... like you could click on my name probably now, and my name would come up as bigger. If you know.
It's not clickable.
But the order. Oh no!
I've had such a blooming nightmare with websites today. Yours isn't clickable. Yours should be clickable. I should click it, and then it should tell me more about you.
I thought you were saying. I thought you were going to say that you can look. So our celebrity ladies at the top. Just click on that, and then click on the names. Yeah. So if you click on my name,
that's it. Our celebrity ladies. Look how big Zoe Tyler's picture is,
well,
and Lisa Maxwell, and yours, although you are at the top, is tiny. Is it because you've got a creased face, Carol?
It is because I've got a creased face. And it's also because I will probably end up, even though I'm doing every single show, I'll probably end up contributing the least because, as I said before, I've got no talent. I can't sing, I can't dance. Some of them are singing, some of them are dancing, some of them are cooking, some of them are telling jokes. And I'm not doing any of that. I'm just talking shit like I usually do.
You'll be at the bar, not behind the bar, at the bar.
Well, I'll be chatting to the audience and, laughing at everyone else's jokes.
Will you be talking about me?
No, funnily enough, it's not on the list. You're not on the list of things to talk about. No.
My name's not on the list. I'm not getting in. Here, I'll tell you what I want.
What?
I want a goodie bag.
Do you want a goodie bag? I'll get you a goodie bag.
I want a goodie bag.
I'll get you a goodie bag. Do you want any tickets? You can have them half price.
No.
No. Not even a thanks. Not even a no thanks.
No thanks.
Just no.
No,
right?
I mean, it's not for me, though, is it? I mean, it's for the ladies.
I guess that it will be. Yeah, I suspect that the majority of the audience will be women, ladies, girls, whatever.
And you get a lunch and everything.
You get lunch and everything. Yeah, it's quite intimate, not massive, but in sort of big function rooms in hotels. It's going to be a laugh. More than anything, it's going to be a laugh. And doesn't anyone and everyone need a laugh right now?
Yes, we do. Yeah,
Yes.
There's quite a packed schedule there. It's almost every other night.
Well, only weekends. Yeah, it's Friday, Saturday, every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in September.
Is it? Right.
Yeah.
So, So where are you going to be staying? You all sharing a caravan?
I wish.
You could go up in a tent.
I wish we had. I was talking to a journalist about it the other day, and I wish we had one of those great big vans that rock and roll people travel in. They got beds and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love that. But no, we're just traveling from venue to venue, and where we can't get to the next venue, we will on the same night, on the same day rather, we'll stay over and then go in the morning. But I think more often than not, we'll be going after the venue. Apart from, I don't know, Belfast is a little bit out the way. That's a flight away, so I don't know what's happening there.
I think that the fun will be had after the show when you lot are all propping up the bar.
Well, I hope so.
I think that the people should stick around. Even if security try to eject them from the building, they should,
Well, I think in some cases that probably will happen, but in other cases we will be having to leave straight away to get to the next venue.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't worked out the schedule yet. I don't know if we're staying over or what. I really don't know that much about it. But I'm just going to go along for the wine.
Yeah. For
and the wine.
WHINE.
Yes.
Yeah. Websites, God, because I drive a little bit more than I told my insurance company I was going to drive. And so I thought I'll correct that, because if I smash into one of these kids on e-scooters, then they'll say, oh, no, you see, you told us you were going to do 7,000 and you're doing 10.
Oh, yeah.
So you're fresh out of luck.
Well, they'll get you on something else. Don't worry.
Yeah, they will, yeah. And so I got an email today saying, simply go to our website and you will have a perfect experience changing your account with us. If you want to change your mileage, it's perfectly simple. Simply follow this link. And the link was just the login page. Yeah. And after that, you're on your own. They should have put a link to the specific thing they were talking about in their site, because I spent half an hour trying to figure it out and I couldn't do it at all.
What? So hang on a minute. So what did you have to do? You went on there to increase your mileage, or yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, meanwhile, I'm on the phone to them because I can't find it. No, but half an hour later, I'm still listening to Green Sleeves down the phone.
I wish I got the royalties for Green Sleeves.
Oh God.
I wonder if the ice cream man still uses it.
I was in Putney yesterday, Anyway, but the long and the tall of that was that I found an old email. I don't know how I got into it, but eventually I found it by accident, just by following. I really don't understand how I got to it because it's impossible to find. It's like a secret part of their website that you can only get to if you've got a special key.
Oh my God!
Just it's this simple. Simply go to this. Anytime anybody says simply, forget it.
Yeah. It's true. It's so true.
We were in Putney yesterday. Oh, I used to live in Putney for about 10 years, and I didn't really ever do much in Putney. And the thing I should have done every warm evening is go down where the boats are. God, it's so entertaining. All these people rowing by and taking boats out and putting boats in, and just like a show.
Isn't there a bit where there's a lot of people who live there on barges near Putney, or am I thinking somewhere else?
No, that is somewhere else. Yeah, that's Hammersmith, I think.
Hammersmith. Yeah, maybe Hammersmith and definitely
maybe
Chelsea.
Barnes, places like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
but there was one of those traditional ye olde Mr. Whippy ice cream vans.
Oh, see,
I'm amazed they still exist. I mean, I haven't had one of those pretend ice creams for God, I don't know, 50 years. How is that?
Pretend?
That's painful. Oh, they are pretend. That's squirty stuff. That's not ice cream. It's foam.
Of course it is. It's creamy and it's icy, so it's icy creamy.
No, it isn't.
It is.
What? It's flat out isn't. So shut up about it.
Yeah, but it reminds you of when you were little and you used to gag for it. I mean, they used to bring them, to put them in oysters. Do you remember the oysters?
Oh God, yeah. Well, those sandwiches. Do you remember the ice cream sandwich?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's the worst way of eating an ice cream has ever been invented, because within about 10 seconds, you've got the sandwich part has been mushed together where your mouth is, and all the ice cream has plopped out the back onto the pavement.
Exactly. If it's hot, you really don't stand a chance. And then why are you going to be eating ice cream if it's not hot?
And then comes the screaming and the crying.
Have you noticed how a lot of dogs hang around those sort of places because people drop their ice creams and the dogs are in there like rats up drain pipes?
But it was so popular. We were sitting there and it parked up, and I thought, there's no way anybody, like not around poshest Putney, they aren't going to go for that foamy crap. They'll be up to their eyeballs in artisanal homemade ice cream. But no, he was doing a roaring trade. And virtually nobody that passed that van did not stop and get a 99.
Well, because I think people are desperate for nostalgia as well now, aren't they? I know kids just love ice cream. They don't care what it looks like, tastes like, or where it comes from. But I think that grown-ups especially they're hankering after the good old days. Oh, and that's when you used to see a Mr. Whippy or a Tony Bell ice cream van come round that could barely move. They were so old. I don't know why ice cream vans are so old. Do they have to be old?
Well, they do look like they've just driven in from the 1970s, don't they?
They do, don't they? Ian Beale had one in EastEnders. Oh, my God. And then I think someone else bought it off him and did it up and turned it into a burger van or a sandwich van or something like that. But it was about, I don't know, it probably was, oh no, that was maybe a fish and chip van. Have you ever had a fish and chip van round your way?
No. Fish and chip van?
Yeah.
I've never heard of such a thing. That doesn't sound safe at all. I mean, deep fat frying on the move.
But they're not actually moving when they're frying. They park up.
Right.
And then they serve you the fish and chips and it's totally free. And on a Friday, this is in small villages, especially in Kent. I don't know if they happen around the country, but in Kent for sure, where you've got to drive 20 miles to get to a fish and chip shop. Right. The chip van comes round and parks up, especially on a Friday, and the queues. Oh my God, everybody wants fish and chips. Everybody. Unbelievable. And they're good. So don't say it's rubbish or dangerous, because it's not.
It's rubbish and it's dangerous.
It's not. Such an asshole.
Right, here we go. Hi, Nick and Carol. Why do we have to pay a call-out charge if we book a locksmith to come out and fit some locks? They don't have skills fitting locks telepathically, so they have to come out anyway. Thanks, Dennis. P.S. My garden's looking good. I don't know what that's got to do with anything, but that's a good point.
It is a good point, actually. How are they going to do it without a call-out? How can they do anything? Everyone has a call-out charge. We had a plumber around the other day. Well, the call-out charge was, I don't know, €60. And then there's an hourly charge on top of that. Well, of course you've got to come out. Just up your hourly charge and charge us for that. But no. God, you won't believe what happened. Oh, I'm not even going to go into it because it makes my blood boil. I can't. Don't ask me because I'm not telling you.
What happened?
I can't.
Well, give us a clue. What's it about?
What is that dinging? I've turned everything off. What was it about? Okay, we've got something installed in our house, which obviously we don't own because we're happy. We rent it. And
you rent what?
I can't go into it. I can't. Anyway, it's installed.
Oh, now, wait a minute. What do people rent?
Well, it's a contract. Like everything's a contract these days.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
Alarm.
It's an alarm, yeah.
Tell us about your alarm, Carol.
I don't want to talk about my alarm. I want people to know we've got an alarm because when they come round to rob us, they'll be taken by surprise.
You've got nothing to rob.
No, that is true, actually. We were talking about that the other day. We haven't actually got anything to rob. People don't really walk out with big, giant old tellies anymore, do they?
No, they don't, no. Because they're giving them away with 10 gallons of petrol.
People used to be seen walking out of houses with giant TVs. Now you just smash the window in the shop and walk in and help yourself.
Well, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Anyway,
I think it's called extreme shopping.
Extreme shopping. Anyway, so we changed the company.
Oh, God. Well, good luck with that.
Oh, don't. It's the biggest nightmare. Anyway, we've got all this equipment from the old company, right? And obviously we can't use it or dismantle it or do anything because it starts making a noise, whether you've got it plugged in or not.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, oh, God, this has been going on for over a month, nearly 2 months now. And so I called them up a guest. I managed to get to speak to someone there the other day. And I said, look, you've accepted now that I've cancelled the contract, blah, blah, blah. Yep. I said, can you come and take the equipment away? No, you have to do that yourself. And if we come and do it, it's going to cost you €59.
Oh,
what, to get your own equipment back? It's like, well, you want me to take your equipment down, even though we've been paying you for the past 4 years.
Oh, they are absolutely.
Without even, touch wood, thank God, having to use them. I couldn't, but I was apoplectic with rage. No. So I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to just wedge them off and chuck them out into the bin or something. I don't know, but they'll probably end up charging for them.
Well, yeah, I think it's their property, isn't it? It's not your property. You can't. I imagine you're not allowed to touch it because then they'll charge you for the full amount, which will be millions.
Well, we are allowed to touch it. We've got to dismantle it, but we can't do that until we get the letter to say it's been disconnected. Because if we try, it will just make. I think
it'll make that noise anyway when it's disconnected. You tamper with it. I think somebody will break into your house and they'll steal your alarm system.
Then we'll have to pay for it. Well, if they break in and steal the old alarm system, hopefully the new one will kick in. But if they steal the old one, and then I'll have to try and explain to them, this is your fault because we can't use it because some of the items had to be removed when we had the windows replaced. So,
did you read the terms and conditions? No, of course not. Guilty.
Well, they're in French. How can I?
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter what language they're in. No one reads the terms and conditions, ever. I tell you what, I'm getting sick to the back teeth of having to do my preferences on every bloody website that I look at now. Every bleeding time.
I know.
You think that they could remember what you did the last time you looked at that website, but every blooming time. Would you like us to use your
Nick,
information against you?
But if you say no, they've got to ask you every time. You just say yes and they don't ask you again.
Really?
Yes, that's the problem.
They're just trying to beat us into submission, aren't they?
Well, we're like it with everything, with absolutely everything now. It is all about, about driving you mad and winding you up.
Stop. We're not talking about that.
I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about everything. Everything. It's wearing you out.
It is wearing you out. It is wearing me out. And you out. Yeah.
Breaking you down into nothing, into submission. So you just go, all right then.
Oh, all right then.
Yeah.
They're all right then. Yeah, that's what they're after. Bastards. Dear Rick and Carla, please will you play a record for my dear old grandpa Ted, who will be 96 years old in 3 years and 8 months.
No, you stop laughing because I can't hear what you're saying.
Please.
What? I don't even know what you're laughing at.
You haven't heard it yet. All right. Get ready. Dear Rick and Carla, please will you play a record for my dear old grandpa Ted, who will be 96 years old in 3 years and 8 months. Oh dear. Oh.
I don't know why that's funny, but I'm guessing it's because it just doesn't make any sense, really, does it?
To celebrate somebody's birthday in 3 years and 8 months, it seems a bit early, doesn't it?
And also such a random number, 96. Yeah. It's not even 95 or 100. It's 96.
Yeah. Anyway, there's more. He's been feeling a bit low recently as he's realised that he won't be able to complete his lifetime's ambition to form the UK's first all-female nude choir. This is somebody with material, so prepare yourself.
Yeah.
His ambition to form the UK's first all-female nude choir, thus bringing music to millions and enjoyment to the deaf. It's like a Ken Dodd line, isn't it?
It really is. It probably is.
Yes.
Is this from Ken?
Yeah. Anyway, there's more. Please, could you play anything by S Club 7, except for the one about carrots and the one with Milton Keynes in the title, as they remind him of the first time when he got his head stuck and the second time his hat blew off. Thanks very much. Best wishes, PT. Some of that was pretty funny.
Yes, it was. Which one is about Milton Keynes? Which one's about carrots?
I don't really know their oeuvre.
You'd have to play the records back just to.
I'm definitely not going to do that.
Well, you'd have to play the songs back to see what you might misinterpret as carrots and what was the other one?
Milton Keynes. Yeah, well, I'm not doing that, so that's my final offer.
All right, well, I didn't say you had to. It was like a figure of speech. You'll have to if you want to know. And I know you don't want to know. If you're not interested, you're not particularly interested in anything unless it's about you.
Look, you're having a problem with your alarm company. Don't start taking it out on me. You're lashing out wildly now, Gibbon. Hello, Nick. Was your female relay team picked for their athletic ability or their skimpy... No, our, not your.
Hello?
Yeah.
You?
Yes, Carol.
I'm here.
Well, I'm just reading as it's written.
Hello, Nick.
That's what it said.
Wrong show.
Yeah, that's right. This one got lost. Anyway, I'll read it. Hello, Nick. Was our female relay team picked for their athletic ability or their skimpy attire? If having your bums hanging out improves your speed, why are the men's shorts getting longer and the females shorter? Do you think in the near future some of our female team will be wearing G-strings? Let's have a dress code and get back to what the Olympics is about and not bordering on ...
There a bit of a hoo-ha about that, wasn't there? From the
Yeah, you could almost see their hoo-has.
the beach beach volleyball teams?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. I suppose it's not really fair, is it? But then, I don't know. I haven't really got a problem with it. I thought they looked really nice. If I had a bum like that, I'd want to wear a G-string.
The costumes that they got these days, when they take them off, they must shrink down to about the size of a matchbox because it's all elastic, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it's elastic.
I mean, because if it wasn't elastic, they'd have to actually get sewn into it.
Well, yeah, because if it wasn't, it would be flapping about all over the place, and that wouldn't be very good. It wouldn't be very aerodynamic, would it?
No, that's right. Yeah, aerodynamics, that's probably exactly what it is.
Yeah. Well, isn't it the same? What about gymnasts, though? Because gymnasts, the girls, they're hardly covered. And the men, I think, wear like full body stockings, don't they?
Well, not full body stockings. It's like a vest with pants in it.
Long pants, yeah.
Not long pants. Like the vest has got pants on it.
Oh, it's like a unitard thing.
Yeah, like a unitard. Yeah. That's right. Well, in that respect, the men and the women wear the same thing. It's just that the men put clothes on over that.
The men have to have the shorts or the nickely bits going down their legs, obviously, for obvious reasons. Because
the women
might fall out. And that might be a bit of a problemo. I haven't watched any of it. I've not watched a single minute.
Haven't you?
Not a minute.
I feel a bit sad. I mean, I guess when they're over there and they're doing it, then it's the same for them. But it does seem to be the games that's just sort of coming and going without much notice. I think partly because the BBC, they haven't got the rights to show it all because that went to Discovery Channel and they've got Eurosport. I haven't actually checked their coverage yet, but there's the BBC have only got a certain amount that they can show us, and so most of it's bloody talking. And I watch the recordings, not the live, and so I'm zipping through at 30 times normal speed, and you have to go through an hour of them just sitting talking before they'll actually show you any sports, and then it's bleeding hockey.
What the hell? How can you talk about sport for an hour? I mean, I know we talk about nothing for an hour, but sport, do you know what? I think it's because people are not that interested because there's no spectators there, is there? It's just like an empty stadium. It's like not real. It's like not really happening.
Yeah, that's the bit that I feel for them because they've been training their faces off for 8 years to get to an Olympics, and then when they get there, no one's there.
I know they don't get that feeling of like if they win and there's like a massive stadium full of people and all cheering, and I think it's the saddest thing actually, and in a way that's why I haven't watched it because it's my little protest as to there just should have been an audience there. I don't care what you say, there just should have been. And
what's really sad is that they work all that time to get their face on the podium, and then when they stand on the podium, they make them wear a mask. It could be anybody.
They don't, do they really?
They do, yeah. And then they have an interview with them on TV afterwards, still wearing a bleeding mask.
Oh, for f***'s sake. That's just made me madder.
It doesn't matter whether you whisper it, Carol. I'm still going to have to bleep it out.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I can't. I'm on the edge. As you can tell, I'm on the edge.
You are a woman on the edge of a nervous breakdown.
I really am. I'll tell you. I don't know if I can take any more.
Shut up. Just don't say things like that. Just shut right up.
But that is just the most ridiculous and the saddest thing. Like you say, they work really hard to get up on the podium, to get up there, and they've got to cover up their bloody face. It's like people at weddings having their wedding photographs done with that thing on their face. What actual
that's not That's not happened.
Oh, yes, it has.
Rubbish.
It bloody well has.
That's
Yes.
nonsense. No way. Somebody had a wedding and their wedding photographs were with their masks.
Yeah. I'm telling you, forever. That's it. I can't. I like it. Makes me sad and it makes me angry all at once. Do you know what I mean?
Show me your sad, angry face. Here's one. Dear Nick and Carol, who killed President Kennedy? Regards, Jordan.
How would I know? I was only like 3.
So it wasn't Carol.
It wasn't me.
Yeah, it wasn't me neither. We ain't done nothing.
It wasn't me. I don't know. Why don't you go and ask a conspiracy theorist? I ain't got a clue.
It was the mafia, wasn't it?
Probably. I don't know. They kill everybody else. Yeah, because didn't they? I don't know. They blamed it on some bloke, didn't they? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not up on it.
Yeah, no, we're not up on it, Jordan.
We're not up on it. We're not up on it. And it was in 1963, I think. So,
Yeah.
So we were just 3 years old then, and we weren't particularly interested. No, everyone says that they remember where they were when he was shot, but I bloody don't.
No, I don't either, no.
No.
It's unreasonable of you to ask us that question, Jordan, given as we couldn't possibly know. But it was the mafia.
Just go on Wikipedia. I'm sure something will come up.
Dear Nickers and Carol, is it okay to lie about your age on dating apps if you look younger? For instance, I'm 52, but look 10 years younger, so I put my age at 42. I know that I'm not being truthful, but following the lead of Bodger Johnson, it does appear that lying is now socially acceptable and everybody does it. Could you offer me any advice on whether I should fib about my age if I look younger, or is it just morally wrong? Here's hoping you say the former from Darius G., sent from my made-up dating site profile.
Well, the thing is, it depends, doesn't it? You might think that you look 10 years younger, but if you actually don't, then you've got a bit of a problem because people are going to know you're lying.
Yeah. I think you need confirmation from other people that you don't know. Just go to ask for, go to the street with a clipboard. Excuse me, I'm doing a survey. How old do you think I look?
They used to do that on that programme. There was a show called 10 Years Younger, and they used to drag a poor woman around the streets and go, how old do you think she is? And people would go, oh, she's at least 92. Oh, I think she's about 80 or something. Oh, well, she's probably 75, but she's probably had a hard life. And they say all that, right? And then they go, and then at the end, when they're just before they're about to tear their faces off, they go, so how old are you? And they go, 47.
Yeah.
Seriously. Oh, God, it was terrible. It was so cruel. But then they gave them loads of free plastic surgery and they did come out looking 10 years younger. Seriously. I mean, what an insane programme.
That's not on television.
It was. It's not now. It kind of is now, but they don't indulge in that kind of, ritual humiliation.
Right. That would be a good in for you on your tour. That could be your skill. You could just get up and ask people how old they think you are.
No, I don't want to hear the answers. Thanks.
Anybody gets nearest to it gets, I don't know, a squeeze.
Well, if I have to
extra goodie bag.
If I have to do the show in a mask and put sunglasses and a baseball hat on, put my rah-rah skirt on, and then I'll ask them and they'll say, 27.
Yeah, that's the one thing about a mask is everybody looks youthful.
I'd rather look 105, thanks. Don't care.
There is a PPS, which is sausages and dingleberries territory. Do you want me to read it?
Oh, it depends. If it's going to be just something that's totally in your favour and then you won't let me speak about it, no. But
when has that ever happened?
It happens all the time and you know it.
Absolute crap.
It does.
When have I ever been able to stop you doing anything?
Go on. Read it out. I can take it.
Right, there's a PS, love your show, and a PPS. Does Carol really believe in all those conspiracy theories, or is it just for Twitter clickbait?
Oh, see? Well, you give me a conspiracy theory that I might have speculated some truth on in the last year that hasn't actually come true and happened. And then I'll tell you. Yeah? Answer.
Right. So I think that is the verbal equivalent of getting your ears flicked, Darius.
Yeah.
Dear Nick and Carol, I recently purchased a sandwich at the airport outlet of a well-known sandwich chain. As it was a large baguette, I asked if they could cut it in half so that I can share it with my partner. The girl behind the counter said, "No, sorry, we're not allowed to handle knives because of health and safety."
Honestly, you're tipping me over. You're tipping me over. Stop it.
Could you advise on how to have my sandwich cut in half? As it was at an airport, bringing my own knife was out of the question, I imagine. Any suggestion would be greatly appreciated. Incidentally, I wonder how the bread and ingredients were cut when the sandwich was being prepared, if employees are not allowed anywhere near knives. Does not everyone already use a knife at home? I'm confused, says Stefan.
Well, I think that the sandwiches are made off site, aren't they, by another gang of people.
Yeah, and if you saw the gang of people making a sandwich, you wouldn't eat that sandwich.
No, Mark won't eat those sandwiches. He won't. He said, "Oh, because they're probably made." You know, I won't say it because we probably all know which sandwich we're talking about, and he won't eat them. He just won't eat them.
That goes to, I mean, if you follow that line, and I sort of agree. I mean, then you wouldn't eat anything out. You wouldn't eat anything out, or you wouldn't eat much that was that you bought in a shop and prepared yourself. I mean, if you had to go around a slaughterhouse, you'd probably stop eating meat for a start.
I wouldn't. But the thing with sandwiches is, I don't know. The problem with sandwiches is that they're encased in plastic, aren't they? Most of them, and you don't know what's gone into them. And I know you don't in a restaurant, but I don't know. There's something different about it. I can never eat anything in an airport ever. I just can't. Just the thought of it. Just.
But then you eat it on a plane. That's got to be worse.
Well, don't eat anything on a plane anymore. They don't serve you anything. Give you a bag of crisps.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, even on a long-haul flight, you must get fed on a long-haul flight, surely.
I don't know. It goes on long-haul flights now.
No, well, that's true, yeah. Dim distant memory.
People run private jets. They can have what they want.
Yeah.
No, definitely on short haul. Well, on the airline that I usually fly on, they give you a bag of crisps and a tiny bottle of water and about 3 tissues, hygiene tissues, all in a plastic sealed bag. So there's more plastic than you would ever normally get if they were serving from the trolley that you'd have to pay for. But
right.
Yeah, and even
if you went on a private jet, you get a bag of cocaine and a.
How do you know?
and you'd get those 3 tissues as well.
Oh dear, you are funny. Yeah, no, I don't know. I just don't like the look of things in airports. They just don't appeal to me. And anyway, everything is so full of salt. You don't want to be on a plane dying of thirst when they won't give you any water.
Right.
So I'll wait till I get to where I'm going.
Did you see that video of Naomi Campbell wiping down her airline seat before she sat in it?
Oh, that was ages ago, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Right.
She's always done that. I think she's always done that anyway.
That's probably smart thinking. I mean, I bet the tray in your airplane seat is probably the dirtiest thing on the entire plane, including the toilet.
Well, even I used to wipe that down sometimes because in the old days, planes were not particularly cleaned well between flights because they were on such a fast turnaround.
Yeah.
That they weren't particularly clean. It never bothered me too much, but if you're putting your things on that tray and it was still covered in crisps or crumbs from kids or sticky stuff, then it's a problem. But
or you just touched it, and then the next time, and then you take a food and you put it in your mouth, and so you basically lick the tray.
Yeah.
But I don't think that they clean planes now. I mean, all of this stuff that you get, like my gym's constantly sending me emails about their advanced cleaning routine, and we have your health as our number one priority, and on and on about how clean it is. Then you go to the gym, and it's just absolutely drenched in filth. It doesn't clean. I don't know what their cleaning regime consists of, but it doesn't include actually cleaning any of the equipment, because the sweat stains, like on bikes, some people sweat so much, like they're on there for half an hour, and they're just drenched, and it's all just pouring off them onto the body of the bike, and rivulets of sweat.
Yeah.
It's like it's raining sweat onto this bike, and then it dries to a crust and stays there forever.
It's gross, isn't it? It really is gross. When you think about it, how gross it is. But you're right. People just go, they keep saying it on the tube, don't they? They keep saying, we clean everything, blah, 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 every single minute of the day. Blah. I've never seen anyone cleaning on the tube. I've seen a video of two people going around a tube station posing as cleaning things. Have you seen that one?
No.
Have you seen that? This guy in a full hazmat suit and a mask and big, giant industrial chemical gloves, with a great big basket full of cleaning stuff. And he's literally being followed around by a photographer who's similarly dressed. And the guy with the cleaning basket is going around posing up against the ticket machine like he's cleaning it. And he's not. He's actually doing a photo shoot. 100%. It's out there. It's totally real. And some guy who took the video, I think I saw it on Twitter probably, guy who took the video, he's going, what are you doing? What are you doing? Aren't you cleaning it? What's he doing? What's he doing? And it was just so incredulous. He couldn't believe it. And he put the video on Twitter, went a bit viral. So I don't think they clean it any more than they do. But
no, they just tell us. It's like the government. We'll tell you that we're going to do something, which obviates the need to actually do something.
Yeah, but it makes people feel safer.
It makes people feel as though they're doing it. Once they've said they're doing it, people think, oh, well, that's that problem solved. Now we can go and worry about something else. But they haven't done anything about it other than lied to you about what they're doing.
Well, I've never worried about it anyway. And I touch the railings and everything.
Oh,
sometimes when I go home, I forget to wash my hands. And, oh, look at me, I'm still alive. Ooh, how weird. But Mark, on the other hand, he will rather fall over on the tube. He's like a pinball. He won't touch anything. It's seriously, he'll just stand there, and even if it's like going all over the place, he'll be like, oh, balance, because he won't touch it. And I think a lot of people like that, but he was always like that, not just now. In fact,
no, me too, really.
Yeah.
I felt it was I felt a sense of achievement if I could get on the tube and get off again without actually touching anything.
You're bloody insane.
Especially if you touch the grab handle and it's greasy. I mean, that's just awful.
I don't know if I've never felt it being greasy. It's sometimes sticky, but
I mean, that's the only thing that's good about winter is you can wear gloves and people won't think you're weird.
That's true, yeah. But you still go and touch your mouth, don't you, sometimes with your gloves?
With your gloves?
Well, if you've got like an itchy nose or something, you'll touch your face with your gloves.
No.
Come on, people need germs. They need them.
Well, that is true, yeah. I think that we're probably setting ourselves up for the great cull when some mild thing comes along.
Yeah.
That would ordinarily have been shrugged off, but now we're antiseptic. That was going to fell us.
Of course, that's the point of the immune system. It needs to remember how to operate. It's totally forgotten now. I told you, this is why sometimes I go around and lick bus stops and things like that, just to, keep it going.
You lie. Carol McGiffin is a liar.
I'm not really a bus stop licker, but you get what I'm saying. I don't do all that. I'd never use that what would you call it? The hand sanitizer. Never.
I think that we found the title to this week's podcast, The Bus Stop Liquor.
I nicked that off somebody else, actually. Someone else said it.
Yeah, that was me.
No, it wasn't you.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't. I said it first to you, and then you repeated it back to me like you just said it. But I read it somewhere on Twitter. I'm sure I did years ago.
Bullshit. It was me.
No,
it was me.
It wasn't you.
I'm afraid it absolutely was.
I'm afraid it absolutely wasn't.
Well, that just shows you how wrong you can be.
No. No, just no. I'm not wrong.
Okay, sausages and dingleberries. I wonder if people are forever coming to this anew, and they'll think sausages and dingleberries.
Yeah,
What's that
he
about?
talking about? What does that mean?
Fortunately, there is an episode called Sausages and Dingleberries, which I think was the one where we first came up with that. So you can go back and listen to that.
Yeah, that's where we started it, wasn't it? Yeah.
There is a problem along those lines, actually. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Hi, Nick and Carol. I have a problem. I have a really good friend who I like spending time with, but lately he's just going on and on and on about the same political subjects, almost like it's taken his whole life over. I'm hoping it's just a phase, but how do I suggest to him that I'd like to talk about something different, like we did in the old days? Love the podcast. It's the highlight of my week. Keep it up. Cheers, Paul. Yeah, well, we've sort of talked about this a bit before, haven't we?
I love the way people say "in the old days" so much now.
Yeah, like 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah.
Not even that. It's a year and a half. Yeah. What? So the point is that we always talk. We don't always talk about the same thing, do we?
No, not us. He's talking about his friend.
I know, but you just said we've talked about this before or something, haven't we?
Well, I'm sure that we've talked about, in relation to sausages and dingleberries. I've got a friend that I don't talk about the EU to, because we had our only blazing row in about 30 years of friendship was about that.
Yeah.
So we agreed to move on and never discuss it again.
Oh, I thought it was about the orange thing.
Eh?
I think it was about the orange thing, wasn't it?
The orange thing?
Yeah.
Trump?
Yeah.
No, not me and him. No, that was the EU. But you and me, it's like politics in general. That's our thing.
Oh,
we immediately start talking about something else. But we haven't had to deploy sausages and dingleberries in earnest for ages.
Yeah, I know. I think because we've kind of, we've developed an awareness. After 30 years.
An awareness, really? Is that what we've developed?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's respect, Nickers.
I think it's just coincidence, and we should have a topic to lead. We've done so well that we've even forgotten to have an emergency topic to deploy in case of sausages and dingleberries.
Yeah. No, we don't. I don't think we need it anymore. I
don't think. No, I think we've got so far through this podcast at the moment that we can, fingers crossed, make it to the end.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, Paul. Just have this conversation. Say, have your safe word, and you immediately have to start talking about something else. Mm-hmm. It'll be fun.
Well, it's not just that people fall out over things, though, is it?
We can do. Yeah.
I get so exhausted by being around women who only talk about their weight. I can't take it.
Well, I'm not familiar with the weight thing, but I am familiar with the children thing. Oh my God!
And the kids thing. Yeah, the kids
thing. They just go
on
and on and on about their kids, and you try to drag them onto another topic, and you say, "Well, look, that's a nice tree," and they say, "Oh, my son, he climbs up a tree. You wouldn't believe it." Oh.
No, but the other thing is they don't hear you because they're too busy formulating their next line about their children. They do. I've said this for years. when a lot of my great friends who went on to have children are still my great friends, but I had to give them a break because when they first, almost every woman who has a baby thinks they're the first woman in the world to do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, just give me strength. So I kind of, give them a bit of distance and a bit of space to get on with it. But I think
what we do is actually really helpful. If you are on good enough terms to have this conversation, then you are on good enough terms to have your safe word, and you immediately start talking about something else.
Yeah.
Because if it is about if they are droning on about their kids, they will be mortally offended that you aren't as interested in their poopings and pukings as they are.
Yeah, but then you can always just say, look, you want to see my holiday photos? And they'll just go, no. And say, all right, well, I don't want to see pictures of your kids. Do you hear? Well, it's 6 of one, and why does that get priority? Why do people with kids think that it's justified and more important for them to talk about their kids? Okay, so you're carrying on the human race. Thank you very much. Thanks. I'm really grateful to you for doing that, because it means I don't have to. Excellent news. But I don't want you to keep talking about it all the time. Like it's a miracle. It is a miracle. It's always a miracle when a baby is born and just created like that. I mean, it's just a bloody miracle. But it's not my miracle, is it? My miracle is getting up in the morning. They're not interested in that, are they?
Yeah, successfully getting up rather than falling out of bed. Yeah,
don't ever fall out of bed.
But people are obsessed about their children because it's the most exciting thing that's ever happened to them, the most all-encompassing and engrossing thing, and so they just assume that you must be engrossed too. Well, here's the news: we're not. Shut up about your kids. Dear Nick and Carol, a few days ago, I had a dream that I saw a plane crash on a beach. I went to help pull the pilot out of the wreckage when I heard Carol's voice and laugh in the distance. I was torn between walking away to say hi and helping the guy in the crash. In the end, I helped the pilot, but I feel like I missed out. Carol, how do you normally react when strangers recognize you and say hello? Brackets, I was wearing some pretty funky trunks at the time, if that helps. Cheers, Simon. No, Simon, that doesn't help.
It doesn't help. I'm sorry, but I think I'm definitely going mad because I'm pretty sure you read that one out last week.
Oh, you are going mad. I didn't.
You did.
That's just nonsense. I did not read that one out last week.
Well, how have I got such terrible deja vu?
You have access to these. In fact, these emails get sent to you, so maybe you just read it.
That would be quite unusual.
It would be, yeah.
Yeah, it would.
So how do you normally okay, well, do a little play. You're on the tube, like gripping the handrail, and your other half is bouncing around like a ping pong ball. You're going, hold on, don't, it ain't worth it. Somebody's ears prick up and they think, oh, I know that voice. Loud, screeching, penetrating voice. Yeah, you're that bird off the telly.
Yeah, it can be a bit awkward sometimes. I don't mind it at all, actually. It doesn't happen as much as you might think it does. But yeah, as long as people are nice. And then I suppose if they don't like you, they're not going to say anything, are they?
Well, I don't know these days.
No,
I mean, I guess if it's not anonymous, they might not. But if it's anonymous, they'll unburden themselves. But it must be doubly bad if you're stuck with them for a long period of time. Like if you're on the tube and they recognize you in the tunnel, then you've got to stand there for having just been introduced to this person. You've got nothing, and then it's like, hello. And then I imagine there's silence, or as much as you can have silence on the underground.
Yeah, or you can just pretend to get off and then get into the next carriage.
But they'll see you and be crushed. Then they'll go on the internet. That Karen McGiffin.
Well, no, it's not a problem in London because people are generally aloof anyway. So I don't think anybody ever says anything to you like that. What's the name? Who saw me in Belsize Park and didn't say hello, and I said should have said hello. Would have been nice. And asked for a photo, which I've posted, by the way. Was it Sandra?
Maybe Sarah. I don't know.
Sarah.
Anyway, yeah.
Anyway, sorry, we're so rude. We told you we can't remember anybody's name.
Wait, we are rude.
No, we. That's what last week's podcast was about, wasn't it? The fact that we can't remember people's names.
Oh, right.
Yeah. See, you don't remember that. You don't remember reading out that.
I didn't.
It can be awkward sometimes, depending on where it is. Like if you're in a gym and you're standing there with no clothes on, and someone goes, "Oh, well, I didn't recognise you with your clothes off."
Yeah, I'll just take a picture, smile.
Well, I was on the tube once, and this is quite funny. This was probably early on in all the madness, and definitely last year. And I wasn't wearing a mask, and I probably shouldn't even have been out, to be fair. I was probably on quarantine. But anyway, there was this gang of women who were on the tube. And and I was just about to get off, and I got up, and they all just went, "Oh my God, it's Campbell McGiffin! Oh my God, it's Campbell McGiffin! Oh!" And they all just ripped off their masks, just like, "Whoa!" Started screaming. That's a bit embarrassing, especially as you're like drawing attention to me, and I probably shouldn't even be here.
Right.
But it was nice. I mean, they were obviously down in London for the day or something. They all had little suitcases, and it was quite nice. It was quite nice to sort of have people say hello. But I was getting off. But you're right. It could have been a little bit awkward if I'd had to go all the way to Cockfosters with them.
Right. Yeah. It is noticeable how differently people interact with each other inside and outside London.
Yeah.
It's really stark, I think. I mean, it's like you're going into another country. You get in the car and you drive 200 miles and you get out and everyone speaks weird for a start. And when you got in the car, everyone spoke normally, in inverted commas. And when you get out of the car, like 2 hours later, it's like you like dropped onto another planet. People are talking weird. It's like, what's wrong with your voice?
Well, what do you mean? Because they might have a regional accent. That's extremely
offensive,
Nicholas.
I'm offended.
So you should be.
And
I'm offended that you're offended.
And they do interact with each other differently in like public transport and stuff. And, as Americans do as well. It's just more, I don't know, friendly or presumptuous, perhaps not the right word, but just assuming that everybody either wants to hear what you're saying or doesn't mind a complete stranger starting up a conversation, which is often quite nice, I suppose.
No, it is nice, actually. You do get it a lot, actually, in France. They love a chat. They chat to anybody. If you're going into the butcher's on a Saturday morning, you'll wait for a good half hour because every customer that goes in there is like having a chat.
That drives me insane.
Having a chat.
For God's
just
sake,
having a chat, I know.
Get on with it. I've got a life to lead here.
But it's nice. People always say good morning, perfect strangers, every single morning. You walk up the road, you're going on your morning walk or you run or whatever, and everyone says hello or good day, bonjour.
Yeah, well, that's what it's like around here.
Yeah.
But for the first time, really, because I've normally lived in places that are a bit busy outside. Because, if you said hello to everybody that you passed walking down Oxford Street, for instance.
Well, no, you couldn't. You wouldn't. Most of them, probably foreigners, wouldn't understand you anyway.
Yeah, you'd probably get stabbed.
Right. Yeah, right, yeah. In Oxford Street, maybe you would, actually, these days. Yeah.
So I forget what the problem was. What was the problem? Oh, he had a dream about you.
Yeah.
His funky trunks. No.
So it wasn't overly concerned about the plane crashing in the dream.
But he did actually, he
helped
missed
the
out on
pilot.
talking to you to help the guy in the crash.
Pilot, yeah.
So there
I
was
think
that.
you made the right decision there.
The right decision, yeah. Dear Nick and Carol, my problem is that in today's episode of your podcast, you didn't tell us where to send our issues to. If you could let me know where to send this email, it would be greatly appreciated. Yours in confusion, Daniel.
Very
Sent whilst on hold to French directory inquiries who are out to lunch.
Of course, they're out for lunch. Everyone's out for lunch.
What was that?
I don't know. I've turned all my emails, everything off, and I've obviously got a rogue device somewhere in the room.
You are a rogue device.
Oh, it must be my iPad. It's over there charging. And if I get up to calm it down, you're going to go, where have you gone?
Where have you gone? Right, one more.
Go on.
Dear Nick and Carol, my problem is that I have a pathological hatred of passwords. I'm always forgetting mine and constantly having to reset them. They advise you, for security reasons, not to use the same password more than once and don't write them down. I do keep a list of passwords, but I've encrypted them using mainly asterisks and the odd letter or number. However, my system has become so secure that even I don't understand it. To make matters worse, you often now need a verification code sent to reset your password, which they're sent to your mobile phone, and you're given 4 minutes before it expires. Not much use when you have to first find your phone and then charge it up. Any tips would be greatly appreciated. Ampersand, 4 asterisks, an at, exclamation mark, 3 percentages, 3 asterisks, and a 3.
This is another thing that's tipped me over the edge this week.
I think they've got to sort this out. I mean, thank goodness that your phone can now do fingerprints to get into multiple accounts, because that is a great step forward. But it's still, it comes up so many times. The bleeding passwords for everything.
Yeah.
I think maybe in a few years' time, everybody will. Once the chip that comes with the vaccine grows in your brain, then you won't need the passwords anymore. It'll just know ahead of time what you want and open up the relevant app.
Yeah. Well,
thanks, Bill Gates.
The password thing is a problem. It's a massive problem. And with this 2-factor authentication, it really is. You can't just check anything anymore. Like when I do our VAT returns here once every 3 months, I don't do the return. All I do is send the stuff to the accountants and they do it. But I have to supply all the information. So you've got to, because everything is digital now. You don't have paper. Do you remember how easy it was, Nick? Because when you had your bill came through the door in an envelope. And
you paid it, yeah.
Yeah, you paid it, and then you sent it to the accountants on the paper as it was, put it in an envelope, and it was all done. And it was everything.
Do you pay VAT in France or in Britain?
No, in Britain, because all our work's in Britain, isn't it?
Well, for God's sake,
we do pay VAT here. We pay VAT, but we're not registered as a company, so we don't have to do VAT returns. We just pay it as a sales tax. So.
But why don't you just do VAT as a flat rate, and then it'll take you about a minute to do. I've just done my VAT return. It literally took a minute.
I know. I'm not doing it though. All I'm telling you is that I have to supply all the receipts, the information, the invoices, and everything to the accountants, and in order to do that,
a waste of time and money. Just go flat rate, so you don't have to count anything up.
I still have to report all our documents so they can do the tax return at the end of the year.
Well, yeah, but that's different. That's tax return. You're talking about VAT.
I know, but I still have to do it, don't I? It doesn't matter if it's once every 3 months or once a year. I've still got to get all those documents in the right place.
No, you're not listening to me.
No, I am listening to you, but it's not just about VAT, is it? Company accounts. Everything has to be accounted for. Everything that goes out of the company bank account, and you know this because you had a company as well, everything has to be accounted for. So you can't just go, oh, here's the bank statement and there's loads of things on it that we've spent. You have to supply the justification for that expenditure. And then the taxman might look at it and go, oh, that's not justified. But you have to give it to them. If you don't give it to them, I mean, they will start investigating you. That's right, the problem.
Yeah, I still don't think that you're actually listening to me. You're talking about VAT. No, you're talking about tax, and I'm talking about VAT.
No,
the VAT return. Listen to me.
Doesn't make any difference. I'm not doing the VAT return. I just supply the accountants with all the information once every 3 months because they do the VAT. I don't care.
But what I'm telling you is you're wasting your money because you could do it yourself in about a minute.
No, we've got a package with the accountants. They do everything. It's the same.
They must put the bunting out when you come, just like the off license. Oh, Madame Campbell.
But it's not the point, Nicholas. You're not listening to me. You're not listening because the information still has to be collated, and to do that, you've got to log in to about 35 different accounts or things where these bills come in from, mobile phones, utilities, all of this stuff. That's what takes the time. Right. And if I do that once every 3 months and send our invoices off and everything else.
You're not listening to me. Do you know what the flat rate scheme is?
Yes, I do. But it's not me who's doing the VAT. I'm just saying that I'm reporting all our documents to the accountants once every 3 months. If I don't do that, I've got to do it once a year. And how long do you think that's going to take me?
Well, the most important thing about this is I don't care.
Well, why are you so belligerent? I know.
Well, I'm trying to help you, but you're pushing me away.
Because I'm not doing the VAT, am I?
My point is you bloody well should be. The money you'll save.
And so what are you telling me that I won't have to find all those documents and send them to the accountants at all?
The flat rate scheme means you don't do any of that. You just pay a flat rate on your income.
Okay, when it comes to the end of the year, when they need to work out our income and expenditure on the actual company on the tax.
Different. That's different. That's tax. You're talking about VAT.
I know, but how are they going to know what the tax is if I don't send them the documents? I'm sending them for the VAT, yes, for them, but not for me. They've got to be sent anyway. You're not listening to what I'm telling you. I'm telling you what takes the time. Or are you just trying to piss me off and wind me up and tip me over the edge right at the end of this podcast? Because if that's true, you've done it. Asshole. Sit there and giggle to yourself. You think you're funny.
No, you are. Oh, God, that was funny.
It's not.
This was me trying to help. And what do I get? Abuse.
Right, I've got to go because I need to go and put a workbench together. That's not a lie.
It's not a euphemism.
No, I've got to go and put a workbench together. Look, here's the booklet. I'm just reading it, trying to calm myself down.
Yeah, that'll calm you down, trying to put a workbench together.
It's easy. I can do that in 10 minutes flat.
If any of the instructions say simply, just put it down and walk away.
No, they don't really. It's all diagrams, it's not even words.
Well, I hope that that they included the flange and the Allen keys necessary.
Oh, yeah, it's got all the Allen keys. It's got all the bits of things. And, yeah, it's easy. Piece of piss.
Famous last words. And
then after I've done that, I'm going to repair the spice rack. There, that's my jobs for the day.
Wow. And that's extraordinary that you have a spice rack.
Yeah, bloody right we do. It's huge. It's so huge. It's broken and it was so overloaded. Now I have to go and fix it.
Right. Where's your kitchen? Like 1974? A spice rack?
Well, where else do you put your spices? Well, where'd you put them then if you don't put them in a spice rack?
In the cupboard.
In the cupboard? Well, Well, you got to go to the cupboard. They would take up the whole cupboard. There's hundreds of them.
Right.
No, you've got to have them there where you're cooking. They've got to be right there.
Okay, then. Spice racks. It seems like ancient history. Spice racks. There's like fondue sets. Yeah, like it's a fondue set. Where do you put your fondue set? In your fondue set rack?
Well, fondue is quite big in France, actually. Fondue and raclette, both really. They love a bit of melted cheese.
Well, that does sound good, doesn't it? Melted cheese with actual real French baguette. Ooh,
oh, you can't beat it.
That sounds fabulous.
You can't actually beat it. Oh, my God, it's so good.
Right, I'm getting on the plane. Pick me up at the airport.
Well, yeah, go on. You can now, can't you? It's all open for you.
Is it? I haven't checked. I don't care anymore. I'm never going anywhere again. I've accepted that.
Well, what did you have the bloody vaccine for then?
Because I was under the false impression that it would give us our lives back. But apparently that's off.
You and 55 million others.
Yeah, that's off now. Yeah, we should have read the terms and conditions.
Yeah, exactly. You should have just asked for something called informed consent. But yeah, there you go.
Right, I do two other podcasts, including other than this one. The one's called The Whole Show, which is The Whole Show that I do Friday and Saturday night on the radio, which has the news in...
I don't know how that switched. It's just switched itself. Nickers, sorry, you'll have to wait till it stops.
Why?
Sorry.
I have to wait till it stops.
Well,
can't you stop it?
Because I either answer it or I don't. I turned it off. How did that ringer just switch itself on?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
There's another miracle.
All right, sorry about that, Nickers. Right, Nickers, what do you do?
Oh, thanks. Thanks for asking. I do a podcast for my Friday and Saturday shows with the news and the ads stripped out. It takes less time to listen to, which means you might get all the way through it without your phone going off. And then there's the Nick Abbot Habit, which is clips from old shows pre-COVID. It's disease-free, although we are getting up to the point when I mentioned the word COVID for the very first time. It's about a year and a half ago. Mm-hmm. So we're almost at the cusp of our life being ruined. And I do Friday, Saturday and Sunday night at 10 on LBC. What do you do, Carol?
Well, I do a column for Best Magazine. This week it's about I can't remember again.
Is it about me?
Oh no! It's about, I know what it's about. It's about the new Gucci film, which I can't wait for.
Gucci film?
Oh, there's a film about Gucci. Yeah. Do you not know about it? It's all about, oh God, it's brilliant. Oh, murder and God knows what.
Oh, so it's not about clothes. It's about
no. It's about the House of Gucci. About the family and everything. And it's got Lady Gaga in it. Did someone's phone just go off then?
Yeah, I thought we were doing that. That's the silliest jingle it does when the timer is up. Oh. But I can't figure out how to make another noise.
It does. It sounds like a kid's toy.
Well, it sounds like the ice cream van's just pulled up. Is what it sounds like. Yeah.
Anyway, so I write a column for Best Magazine. It's out on Tuesdays and it's available in all good supermarkets and newsagents. And my column this week is about the new film that's coming out called House of Gucci. Ooh. And I also hopefully returning to Loose Women very soon in September. And I'm going to be on tour. And it's a tour called Lunch and Laughs Live. And you can buy tickets at lunchandlaughslive.com.
And you get a goodie bag.
You You get lunch and you get to have a laugh. That's the most important thing.
Right.
A laugh. Get me?
Yeah, I remember laughing.
Well, we have a laugh every week. I love doing this show. I don't like you very much, but I do like doing this show.
I keep thinking we should get together and have lunch, and then I sort of think it through and think, nah.
Actually, we did have lunch, didn't we? We had lunch when we were first thinking about this, and that has to be like 2-3 years ago now.
Oh God, that's so long ago. And I think we were the last people in there. The restaurant shut down almost as soon as we left, for good. Yeah,
it did. It's a shame. It was good. I like that place.
Nick and Carol kill restaurants. Who's next?